Oi, 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 what's up? It's 3 p.m., it's D&D time, it's Sunday, 3 p.m., time for D&D. So, you're in the dragon. So, last time we left off, I believe that you were all in the dragon catacombs, trying to dodge the pool of acid and trying to get to the center of the dragon lair.
I don't remember that.
Well, this is the Sunday 3 p.m. D&D. This is what we're doing. Isn't this what was happening last Sunday?
No, what happened was we were going through the portal, and then we stopped.
The portal? What portal?
The portal that my god opened.
Portal that yo got. Oh, this is the Saturday 2 o'clock D&D game. Okay, alright. This is the 2 o'clock game.
Yes.
I didn't know this was... Oh, I didn't know today was Saturday.
Yeah.
Anyway. So. You all are standing on the side of the portal. Now this portal, it's ringed in a kind of a blue color. Right? It's blue with a halo around the edge. As you can see beyond it, there's a kind of a beach scene with water. The sand is white sand. And you see the sand is white over by the water. But upland, over past higher, there's an area where it is a more yellow color of sand. And you can see that going off in a direction, there's a small cape, a small kind of archipelago or a peninsula or something like that going off in one direction to one side. Now this portal, you begin to step forward, through, because you want to get out here as soon as you can. But before you can, it jumps toward you, it jumps forward, and passes around you like a ring. The portal comes and makes you go through it because it's so impatient for you to get through. So you're now on the beach. What are you going to do on the beach?
I'll kiss the sand.
You're gonna kiss the sand. Okay. I mean, it doesn't taste like anything. It's just sand.
Well, if it doesn't taste like anything, that's suspicious. Sand has a significant taste.
No, it just tastes like a rock. Have you ever licked a rock? It just tastes dusty.
Sand has a specific taste.
Sure, sand near the water is salty, but sand up here is not very flavory. I don't know what's going on. What do you mean it has a flavor?
It's like it's the same way as it smells.
Sand has a sure, near the water sand smells like dead fish and salt, but up here it does not have a smell.
Sand has a smell.
What are you talking about?
If you put your hand in sand, and then you smell your hand, you can smell the sand. If you have sand in a bag, put your nose in the bag, you smell the sand.
You know what? I'll just believe you. Uh, in that case, it uh smells like sand. I'll just believe you.
I guess I make a sandcastle.
Are you gonna make a sandcastle with your hands, or are you gonna use magic to make a magic sandcastle?
I'll use my hands.
Describe the sandcastle. Describe the way it looks. How does it look?
Uh, like a block, like a small, like as big as my head.
Um, okay.
I'm gonna be right back.
Um, st um, okay. You see, I don't, I don't. Oh, okay. You see, when you said you were making a sandcastle, I expected something like really like grand and complicated, you know? Just a block, okay. Uh,
Are there any more islands?
um, islands. I mean, okay, so when you look, okay, so two about you, okay, so pretty much you look and you turn back to see that the portal is still there, but it's kind of closed, you know? Okay, what I'm saying is like there's a solid black disc, and when you poke at it, it's solid, so you can't really go back through, but it's still signifying that that's where the portal is, where you came out of. Um, However, so then two about the like a bit forward right of you, there is in the water, right? So okay, so you go off the beach, about 40 feet away. You can walk off the beach into the water. At which point the water dips down to about 5 feet before it slopes up to another small, like, sandbar type island. See, it's not a long sandbar. It's just like a 10-foot diameter kind of thing, and the distance of water between the main island and this little sandbar is like 20 feet, right? So it's like, for 10 feet it dips down to 5 feet depth, then another 10 feet it goes forward and it comes back up. A nice even incline back up, and then, you know, then there's some sand. You can see that beside that small sandbar type island, there's another one that's small, and you should go look past that. There's many more of those, kind of trailing off for a good few hundred feet. There's just like a trail of a bunch of them, you know. Like
Can I?
you can go stand on them, but like you don't you can't really find you wouldn't I don't think there's much use on going to them because they're just sand. But what do you want to do?
Can I shoot sand with Eldritch Blast to make glass?
Well,
or at least solidify sand.
Well, okay. If you'd have to use a first level spell slot to put enough power in it to make sand. No, to make glass. Yeah, to make the sand into glass, it would require a first level spell slot to put in enough, like, energy, but yes, you could.
Well, I'm just gonna shoot Eldritch Blast in the shape of a small bed, not making glass, just hopefully hacking it down or something. And then sleep.
Why are you making it in the shape of a bed? Then it's gonna be like hard sandstone.
So I can sleep.
But why don't you sleep on the soft sand? Why are you making sandstone?
Because I feel like the sandstone would be better to sleep on.
Okay. Pan, are you also going to sleep?
Sure.
Okay, do any of you know where Rael went?
I think her connection died out.
So anyway, the other two, Rael and Yin, they decide to also lie down in the sand and take a nice sleep. So,
is this a short rest or a long rest?
Well, if you take a short rest, you'll still be tired when you wake up, and if you take a long rest, you'll be less tired.
Guess I'll take a long rest.
Long rest, then. Alright. Well, in that case, alright. Pan votes for a long rest, and, good. So. While asleep, you view a sort of a... There's a great ship of... There's this great ship of wood that is pearly white. And this ship... This ship... It displays 3 masts on it, for it's a very long ship. You want it to sail. Sail past as you sit on the glass surface of the water. The members of the ship are... They appear to enjoy being out here sailing. The people on the ship, they all appear to be doing their sort of work. You know, working away, doing all their tasks. They do not notice you, but they sail by with a ship looking very regal.
So try to climb it.
No. No. You are awake.
I'm gonna attempt to get their attention, but before I do that, I'm gonna pull out my sickle and scrape just a little bit of the boat until there's a hole. Just a little one.
Well,
or is it too thick?
Well, you see, you can't move. When you try to move, it feels like you're in a very viscous fluid.
Are we still on the beach, or are we?
You're dreaming.
Oh.
Right now you're dreaming. But you,
all of us are dreaming the same dream together?
No, you can't see. You're all dreaming the same dream, but you're not dreaming together.
Oh.
You all happen to have the same dream, but you can't. But it's not like you're all sitting around together. No. According to you, you're the only one like around. I mean, the ship's like 80 feet away.
Can we tell that this is a dream?
Well, no, you are fully under the impression that you are awake, but you're not going to question how you got here.
How far is the boat away from us?
What do you say?
How far away is the boat?
80 feet away.
Try to cast fire on it, on the water, whatever I'm stuck in.
Pardon?
Can I use a firebolt cantrip to on the thing that I'm stuck in?
No. No, you just have to watch this play out. All of a sudden, at the bow of the boat, there's a small. You see a flame. A flame is beginning to burn on the boat. Begins to spread. The men do not enjoy this. They are running around trying to put out the fire. Some men throw buckets on ropes into the water before hauling them up with salt water and tossing it onto the fire. The fire spreads throughout the boat, and the boat sinks as there are weaknesses that come with the fire burning it. Certain boards cave in and water can flow in to fill the lower decks with water. The boat disappears under the water. It is such a grand ship, and you are sad. Well, not very sad because you weren't attached to it, but you're rather sad for that such a majestic vessel would have to be sunk into the sea, and that this vessel had to be sunk instead of, well, you sailing in it, of course. You awaken. You're awake. At about the time you went to sleep, the sun was high in the sky, and now it is nighttime. You've completed a long rest, and you wake up feeling tired. Now, you're not as tired as you were when you went to sleep, but you are not fresh as a daisy.
Is there anything?
And I just had the weirdest dream.
What was it?
So it was like I was awake and there was this boat and I couldn't move. And the boat was slowly going on fire and the people on the boat kept trying to put it out.
Sounds a lot like my dream. Is there anything else on the island?
So, okay, you asked, what was the question? You're kind of quiet.
Is there anything else on the island?
What island?
What? The beach that we were on?
What beach? You don't see any water.
You said there was like...
The desert.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't see any water. Now, I will
thought
agree.
there was water too.
Well, no, I will agree. When you went to sleep, there was water about 20 feet away, but right now there's no water. It's gone.
Is there anything that could tell us that was the same area?
Well, you look out. About 40 feet away. Now, the ground slopes down to about 10 feet below the spot where you're standing on before it comes back up to about 3 feet below your altitude. You see the same pattern of sand that made up the islands of earlier. And you look out and you see that that the ground does slope down before it slope down, and as it gets lower, before eventually it gets to be a kind of a gravelly, rocky area, which was the same thing you saw under the water after the water got to be about like 15 feet in depth. So you're pretty sure it's the same area, but the ocean just grew legs and walked away.
So it would make sense that that was a vision of the past?
It may be a vision of the past, or it may be a vision of the future. You cannot tell.
But why would the indentations of the ocean already be there?
What?
You said that it was like an ocean had grew legs and walked away, so it looks like that there was at some point an ocean there.
Yes.
So it would make more sense if that was something from the past and not from the future.
But the boat could have been anywhere. The boat was not necessarily right here. Yes, you saw a boat, but that doesn't mean that the boat was like... It doesn't mean... But you weren't sitting on the shore watching the boat.
My character doesn't have high enough intelligence for this.
Oh, yeah. I believe you.
Sand, like, still wet?
No.
Where the water was?
It's dry. It's dry, but it is dry, but it is also cool.
Is the portal still there?
No, there's no portal.
What's nearest? I want to look at our surroundings, see if I can see any signs of civilization or something.
You see sand.
Sand? That's it?
Well, like I said, dipping down to about 15 feet, no, about 20 feet below you in elevation, and about, like, 80 feet away in distance, there is gravel.
Did I see the face of any of the people?
No.
Dang. I'm gonna shoot Eldritch Blast straight into the sky and in all directions around me to try to signal something. Anything.
Well, there is, I mean, your fingers are kind of sore from casting it like 10 times in a row. But, well, it certainly does go high in the air.
Does it attract anybody, though?
Well, it attracted something. It is small, and it makes a buzzing sound, and it flies by quickly.
Can I catch it?
No, you don't. It's too fast. What are you going to use to catch it? Are you going to try to use your hand, or are you going to use some magic?
I use water skin. It's the only baggish thing I have.
It flies by.
Is it still relatively near buzzing?
It went by one time.
So, is it far away now?
Yes.
Dang it. I was gonna use comprehend languages.
It went
See
in
if I could talk to the
it
bug.
went in a line, and it went quickly. Just a line. It did not stop and linger. It just went in a line.
Can I attempt to figure out where we are?
Well, you have, you can do a, you can do an investigation check to try to figure out.
I rolled 8.
Well, you can tell that you're in a sandy place. Of that you are sure.
And Pam? You have some wonderful investigative skills.
Stuff. I got nat 20.
Okay, so
By assessing the taste and texture of the sand, I can assume that we are in the... Sorry, I just thought of that.
Well, that natural 20. You are able to figure out that there is... You see, you are on a place that is very salty. You look at the sand, you see that it looks you see that over down there it looks crusted with a layer of salt. You look around at the you look around at the sand around you, and you see that the sand up high is not salty. But below a certain line, all the sand is salty. Now, it's a consistent line that goes around. And this line is about 5 feet lower in elevation than you are now. But it's very consistent. There's salt everywhere. You are in a salty area. You're not standing on one, but you're near salt.
We are in a desert that was recently an ocean. So we have no idea of where we are.
Yes, that is correct.
Other than have I seen anyone with like epic capability that people would bow down to in my lifetime?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Disguise Self and turn into that. Actually, can I not do that? I'm gonna grab Pan's hand and cast Expeditious Retreat and just run in a direction.
Well, you have three options. You can run toward the lumpy area, you can run along the shore to the left, or you can run along the shore to the right. I'm just going to call it the shore because you're pretty sure this used to be an ocean, so I'll just call it the shore. Are you going to run to the lumpy area, to the left, or to the right?
You know, whenever you look somewhere off into the horizon and it has that like little wavy texture, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Like you see it. Yeah, which way that way looks less hazy?
I mean, none of the ways look wavy. It's kind of cool. That only happens in the daytime.
Yeah, it's night. How about that?
Oh.
Yeah, it's nighttime. You went to sleep in like the middle of the day. A bit after the middle of the day, just a bit afterward. It's nighttime.
So just I'm gonna run in. I'm gonna run right.
Yes, to the right. Hive. Okay, so Yin becomes a camel, and Rael jumps on top so that they can keep up with you. Yeah, so you're all traveling together. Two of you running faster than a human should be able to run, and then some other entity, I don't know what they look like, riding a camel.
I'm just built different.
You're gonna keep using that line, aren't you?
Yes. Sorry, my brother is having a meltdown.
I had assumed. You run for how long did that last?
10 minutes.
Hmm. So you get about 2.5 miles. I'm just gonna go with 2.5 miles because you've probably ran at some point in your life before. Your characters have probably ran at some point in your life, so you would be able to. Yeah, okay, that's. Anyway, so. Um. After going this far, you see a. How do I describe it? There's a kind of a structure. It's made of metal. Now, this structure has 3 sides. Each side is about 1.5 feet wide, and this structure is about 8 feet tall. You come closer. It does not respond. However, you can see that the structure is banded. There are bands going around it.
What's it made out of?
Metal.
I'm gonna investigate.
Um, what have you... okay, so you said are you going to investigate it based on perception, or are you going to investigate it based on religion, or are you going to investigate it based on investigation? Because those could tell you 3 different things about this.
Can I do them all?
You may do one.
I investigated too. With investigation.
Alright, I'll do.
Alright then, religion. So, Pan, what have you rolled?
10 plus 4. 14.
You can tell that this structure was made by taking about 1/4 inch thick plates of metal that were triangular, and then stacking them on top of each other. This metal was then all melted together You see, well, okay, the metal was heated to a temperature where it would melt slightly, and then it was smooth, and all the sides were smooth to be flat sides, and it was cooled. And so you can tell that this wasn't like, like a single piece of metal that was like melted. It was like liquid and then melted into a triangle. What did Elben roll on their religion? The time when you pressed to talk and the time when you spoke were not the same time.
21.
21. You see, you can tell that this is a monolith. It is generally used for worshipping a deity. Now, usually the deity will have its, like, symbols or sometimes its face carved into the side of the monolith. However, this one doesn't. This one has plain sides. It's as if the blacksmith has finished forging the monolith, and the artisan was going to come and, art on it. However, the artisan hasn't come yet.
I'm gonna take out my sickle and carve in the symbols of my deed.
You end up, trying to scratch the metal, but it is too hard, and you end up, grinding a little piece off the, end of your sickle. It's not very much, about like half a millimeter comes off of one side, but you can see that where it used to have like a square edge, it is now a rounded edge on that one spot.
Can I make it controlled like a small beam of energy from the Eldritch Blast?
Yes.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Well, how long are you going to sustain it?
It's gonna look like one of those. It's gonna look like one of those little drawings you do when you're in preschool. So, like, for 2 seconds.
Okay. By the way, I'm gonna ask, the background, child, is that your brother or is that your son?
That's my brother.
Oh.
He's mad because he can't have a Christmas ornament.
To eat? Or like to hold?
Have it.
Oh. Oh, okay.
He's 2.
Okay. So, what did you? So you said you're going to carve your god's symbol into it in a very the most basic version of the symbol you can make. You've succeeded. It is carved into there using the beam.
Is there an opening, or is it like a solid?
It's solid.
Awkward silence.
Being gay is cool and all until you and your gay friend realize that you're in love with each other. Mmm. Don't we hate that
Thing
experience?
is that friend is female, so nah, not for me.
Hmm.
How tall is the? Oh, how tall is it?
The monolith is 8 feet tall. 8 feet.
I try to climb on top of it.
It's it's a bit uh it's a bit metallic. There are no handholds. It's just smooth.
I ask Elvin to help me up.
Elvin, do you help?
Yeah.
It's rather difficult because Pan is so heavy, but you are able to get him so that
Wait,
he can.
instead of trying to climb, why don't we attach a rope to the sickle, throw the sickle up there, and use it as like a grappling hook?
It's 8 feet tall. You can reach your
Oh.
hands up onto the top of it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just push him up there.
You need to lift him high enough so that he could get his hands up there and grab the top. Um. Okay. So Rael has come to ask for a summary because they've been disconnected for 40 minutes. Um. I am going to give a summary because I get the feeling that if you give a summary, then you're gonna misinterpret some of the things I said. Um, no offense, but this happens.
I was just gonna say we're in a desert that was recently a sea. Now we are at a monolith.
Well, in that case, yeah, that's all correct. Okay. Well, Pan is standing on top of the structure right now, standing on top of the monolith. He can see up higher, and as he looks down at the monolith under his feet, and it just looks like metal. But when he looks up and to the side, he sees sand. A vast expanse of sand. And on the other side, salty sand.
Pan, pull me up there. I know what I need to do.
There is not enough space for more than one human to stand there.
How soft is the sand?
About as soft as, like, okay, it's fine sand. It's small grain.
You break a bone if you fell from 8 feet.
No, not on the sand.
Alright, I'm gonna push off Pan. Can I?
Yes. They
Right. And I'm on it, right?
Yeah, you can climb up.
Alright. So I climb up it, and then I bask in the sunlight, and then get down on my knees and pray, chanting different glorious things, begging for help.
A young man touches you on the shoulder from behind. You turn to see him. His eyes are glowing with a pale blue light, and his hands crackle with electricity. He thrusts 2 fingers at you, and you are pushed off of this structure. He does not say it, but you feel the meaning come into you. You feel that he is trying to communicate that you have defiled his that you have defiled this, that was his monolith, and but you have engraved the symbol of your deity onto it. He doesn't say it, but he kind of like pushes the meaning into you, you know? Before he suddenly disappears in a shower of blue sparkles. You are quite rattled from this.
I'm just gonna get down on my knees and beg for help and pray again. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna speak Celestial.
You pray, and you feel that the guidance. You can feel guidance. Your God does not have
The
much.
guidance is just mana.
What?
I was making a little joke I thought funny. The guidance is just man up.
No. Your god does not have much power here, for it is so far from its um it is so far from its birthplace. However it can tell you to walk in a direction. It tells you that there is a village that is in the same direction you've been going, where perhaps you can find someone who can help you.
Before I do that, can I roll religion and attempt to see who that guy was?
You may.
Big 13.
He appeared to have something to do with lightning. You're not exactly sure what he has to do with lightning, but he has something to do with lightning.
Oh, where's the stick?
What stick?
The stick! The stick that wants to
Right.
connect to things.
Rael has the stick.
Alright,
I have the rod as always.
alright, touch the monolith. Specifically in the spot that I engraved.
Does the rod feels like it wants to touch the monolith?
Well, the rod does not enjoy. The rod does not seem to want to touch the monolith. However, you still can't seem to separate the triangle from the rod. It's still floating there.
Alright. You know, I don't really want to anger whatever this thing is, but it doesn't seem like it wants to be related to anything that has to do with this monolith.
Alright. Well then, I suggest we walk in this direction. I point in the direction that my deity told me to walk.
Hey, should we fix the monolith first?
Well, you look to try to. Well, you see, while you were poking at the monolith with the rod, you noticed that the symbol is not there anymore. It left. You are pretty sure that the lightning man had removed the symbol. That's what you think happened.
Guess we go in the direction we took.
Yes.
Can we do like a time skip to till we make it to the village?
Well, it takes about 2 hours to get there, during which time you get bored about 3 times and you want to give up. However, you're like you know that your god will save you, right? And you are able to convince the others that your god will save them.
Look, my mom, she'll be there for us. We got this.
Okay.
That's what I assume I said.
Okay. So, the village is made of sandstone. Well, okay, so some of the buildings are made of a, hard sand color, but there are also some that are made of a kind of like a straw with mud brick. No, straw roof, mud brick walls, while some of them are made of straw roof, sandstone walls. That's what I'm trying to say, yeah. So, you can see that there is a few buildings. You see maybe let's see about 7 different buildings that are you see 7 like house buildings, right? 7 like houses. And there's also what appears to be like a watchtower connected to like some stables for horses, or well, camels actually, not horses. There's also a sort of a what appears to be like a like a like a like a trade building, like where travelers would go to exchange like spices. And a sort of a religious sort of building. It appears to this sort of a religious building. It has this religious building is the largest one. It's not the sort of church that Elbin goes to, but rather it's kind of more like a temple, It's the temple's wide and it's shaped like a ziggurat. There's an entrance
I
at
don't
the
go
bottom.
to church. I don't go to a church. Elvin doesn't go to church. Never lived in a village before.
Oh, were you a wandering nomad then? Were you like a wandering nomad? Were you like a trader or like an artisan that traveled around? What did you do?
He just doesn't have a home. He's homeless. He just lives in the forest.
Oh yeah, okay. Well yeah, then if you live in the forest, then no, you wouldn't have gone to church. Alright.
I'm gonna knock on every door, be a missionary, and convert all these people to worship my deity.
You knock on doors. You see about 20 individuals in total. And out of those 20, 0 of them are willing to change.
Can I attempt to persuade them?
Well, after a while of not being able to convince people, you do talk to one, there is one man. Oh. Tell me, what is the difference between your god and mine? Why is yours any better?
Well, thank you, kind sir, for taking this into consideration. My god is strictly against undead being turned undead against their will. She is completely about freedom, peace, and prosperity.
Tell me.
I'll be back. I'm sorry, emergency.
Mamma mia! Oh, mamma mia!
My brother had a knife. Sorry.
Oh, mamma mia!
Hello?
Hi.
My brother had a knife.
Yes. That is not good.
That is concerning.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I accidentally muted myself. My computer. Yeah, he somehow got one of the really sharp knives. What'd he say after I told him about all the good qualities of my deity?
Now tell me. My god also offers many of these good boons. Tell me, what would now tell me, now that you've told me, if I choose not to convert, well, what happens then?
Well, then I'll leave you alone. I'm not violent or anything. But since this man is talking to me, I'm gonna say her name is Arizini, and she told me you could help me in Celestial. Because I'm gonna hope that'll work. Does that work?
He narrows his eyes at you. He looks suspicious.
I know what I can do with this. I'm gonna cast disguise self and disguise myself as that deity.
Oh no, it's a witch! He closes the door.
Dang it! I was hoping that he would think that it was some type of like loyalty test. Well, now that I have this form, I'm gonna go and knock on everybody's door again.
If Kai was here, this will give him more reasons to think you're a paladin rather
Well,
than a warlock.
I mean... Oh, don't worry, I'll tell him all about this. But, well, you see, the last part, when he proclaimed that you were a witch, he said this quite a bit quite a bit louder than I did, because I'm not in the mood to speak up. But yeah, he said it quite loud, and all the rest of the people do not open their doors now that they've heard that one man call out that there's a witch prowling.
Well, since this man talked to me, I'm gonna break into his home. Is it still nighttime or is it daytime?
It's nighttime.
Well, I'll wait until it's daytime. No wonder nobody wanted to talk to me. I say we go into the stables, wait out until it's daytime, and try to talk to these people again. To talk to some random stranger trying to get you to convert religions at the middle of the night.
Yeah, you wait for the sun to rise, during which time,
my disguise self goes off.
Yeah, but during this time, Yin, Yin spends a long time inspecting the helmet blinker. He probably spends a good 2 hours looking at it while walking around and trying to poke everything with the helmet blinker to see if it interacts with anything.
What was the helmet?
If it's a helmet blinker, it probably only works on humanoid heads.
Well,
helmets.
You suggest this idea to him, and he pokes you with it, and in the head, and it doesn't do anything.
Well, does leather armor count as a helmet? Does it have a helmet?
Well, it's more like a cap. Like, okay, well, yes, but also no. It's hardened leather, so yes, it's a helmet. But on the other hand, people don't usually call it a helmet.
Well, if he used the helmet blinker on it and it didn't blink, I'll take it off and say, try again.
He pokes your head with it. It doesn't react. I mean, it feels like you've been poked by the leg of a pair of glasses, but it doesn't feel special.
Oh. Why don't we make a...
Allowed a bonk sound with tone and conviction.
Okay. Fantastic.
Hopefully that'll activate it.
It doesn't look any different. It looks like the same. Anyway, you go and you sit a while and wait for daytime. Uh, Yin turns over his flask of whiskey in his hands. Before he puts it back into his bag. When morning comes and the sun begins to rise, some people come out of their homes to, get to work. They look sluggish, as if they did not sleep well the past night. Makes sense, considering that there was a witch on the loose. So, there's one older and firm-looking woman comes to lead the horses away. She comes, gives them some food, before she takes a shovel and like shovels their manure into a this great, like, I don't know, it's like a big, like, basket, but it's a basket, but it's like 3 feet in diameter and like 4 feet tall. It's really big. And it's just full of horse manure. And then after the horses finish eating their grain, the woman leads them away. Now, many times while she's doing this, she looks over at you, but she doesn't say anything. She just kind of does the task. So there were 2 horses in that stable, and she takes both of them off away. No, camels. 2 camels, yeah. Okay, fine. They were camels anyway, but she takes the 2 camels away to somewhere. She didn't say where. She just took them away somewhere. You assume that she's gonna go and, like, I mean, actually no, you don't assume that. Never mind.
To follow her to see where she's going.
She walks off into the desert. The woman is wearing, like, she's wearing these kind of pale-colored, clothing it covers her whole body, except for her face, and when she goes off to walk into the desert, she puts on a piece to cover up her face, except for the eyes, right? And so, she's all covered in this light and loose-fitting cloth. You can't really tell if she's wearing. You can't really tell if she's wearing shoes or if her feet are just wrapped in cloth. It's unclear. But her feet do sink slightly into the sand. However, the camel's wide, fingered hoofs stay on top of the sand.
I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'm not ready to go through the desert.
Yeah, but Pan, you've been able to you are under the impression that she's going out to go get some water from like wherever the local water source is. Like,
And yeah,
yeah, I mean, like the camels on the camels, they had like these like empty like skin pouches, like not like biologically attached to the camel, but like slung over the camel. They were like empty like skin pouches, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. So looks like larger versions of your water skins that you use, and I mean that makes you think that she's going to get water. Um. So back over there at the village, people are. You see that some people are. I mean, most of the people you see are farming the grain, and uh, potatoes out in the like the. You see, there isn't. I mean, okay, so there are some patches of. There are like some raised areas where there is soil, which I mean, you're pretty sure it's just sand mixed with horse manure, but for all intents and purposes, it's soil. Um, and so they're kind of just turning it over, making sure that that it feels right. Um, I mean, they aren't watering it because they don't have much water to spare, and besides, if they were going to water it, they would do it at night. Um, however, yeah.
Quick question: Is the rod reacting to anything at all, like latching to a certain direction or something?
I mean, it vibrated when it when the boinker was tapped against it, but yet again, like it wasn't like a magic vibration. It was just like it was yet again. He tapped gently, but it vibrated as if he really whacked it. But you're pretty sure that that's like a property of the metal that it does that at this point because it's done it so many times. So you're pretty sure
Right.
that's like a property of the metal, but
Hey, I have to go. I'm sorry.
okay,
I had really fun.
okay.
happens now?
Well, eventually, a man comes to collect the manure and mix it with some sand to make soil. Um, During which time he comes and kind of pokes at you all with a stick and tells you to get out of the stables. Hmm. Well, Pan Pan, do you, uh, what's going on? I think that this was a excellent I think this was an excellent example. We all were talking about how Hive is the protagonist and he gets all the spotlight even though he doesn't need it. So then Hive leaves and then none of us know what to do. And I think that was a Chad move. That was a Chad move. Like, cause I didn't say it. That was y'all. That was y'all. Like, Hive is really flexing. Like, and the best part is, I don't think he did this intentionally. I think that I'm just hyping him up because I like him. But ah well. Boomers be like, no gay marriage. Millennials say yes gay marriage, and the Gen Z says yes gay but no marriage. Hmm. Um. Well, if you know what, if it's just gonna be like this, then I am going to go play Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll.
Kind of,
Yo, Hive, get online, get over here. Hive, 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 get over here. I see that you're online.
I kind of went to wake him up.
Wait, you went to go wake them up, you said?
Yeah. Like forgot the thing. I kept trying to wake him up.
So anyway, when this man comes to poke at y'all with a stick, Yin decides to, like, start boinking him with the helmet boinker right on this guy's, head, and because this guy has a head made of, well, he has like a head covering made of metal, and, so it begins to, boink. Begins to boink the helmet. um,
Am I like still in the desert or like, back with everyone else?
yeah, you're back with everyone else. You
Okay.
see, he kind of lets go of it, but it doesn't leave. it just, you know, the boinker floats up, and then comes back down, and taps him with a boink. And it goes up, comes back down, and taps him with a boink. It is boinking his helmet. Um. However, it begins to vibrate, and it just keeps boinking, right? Just keeps boinking.
Stop.
Now, it just hi, and yes, and this helmet boinker just keeps hopping up and down on top of this man's steel helmet. Just keeps hopping up and down on top of it, making a boink sound each time it lands.
Wait, is the game still going?
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, what happened before I joined?
Okay, let me just say this. First of all, I'm going to say, if you are not here, I will control your character. Any characters who are not here, I will control their character. If there's one who, if one person doesn't show up, which in that case that was you, I will control their character. However, if it's more than one person, I'm just going to cancel the session. Okay? So, But so please try to show up every time. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So during this session, um, so you walked through the portal. You got into the beach scene with a nice water and waves lapping at you. So then you all decided to go to sleep because you were sleepy, and you're out here and you're safe now, right? When you wake up, well, okay, so you went to bed. Okay, you went to sleep because you have no beds. At okay, how about this? None of you have beds except for Aemun, who just slept on a block of sandstone, which still isn't a bed. But Yin, on the other hand, actually was nice and snuggled up inside a curtain, like a nice rolled up tangle of soft leaves and vines that he sprouted up out of the ground to come under him while he took his rest.
Losers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, none of the others of them can do that, so they didn't get the chance to sleep in a nice soft bed of vines. So, you got a nice good rest, and you're no longer sleepy. However, the rest of them slept on the ground, and so they're not as well rested. In addition, y'all slept for 10 hours, and so that's why you're able to get a good rest. None of the others of them, I mean, they had sleep that was rather spotty because sandstone. Sandstone. That's not very comfortable. Yeah, you're gonna wake up a few times. And so, anyway, so the when you woke up, it was nighttime, and there was no water. You see, you could tell that you were in the same spot because there was a pattern of small islands of about 10 feet wide that was over in a direction. You don't know what direction. And so you can tell, and they were there when there was water, they were islands, but now when there was no water, they were just kind of like hills, just a chain of hills going off. And Pan, with his excellent big brain skills, was able to determine where the sea level was, because he could tell that there was a line where under this like elevation, all of the sand was crusted in a thin, shiny layer of salt. However, above this line, there was no salt. And so he assumed that this salt had been deposited by the water, and he used that to determine that that was the sea level. Because Pan has a big brain. And so, yeah, Pan apparently has a big brain. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Didn't think you're smart.
Yeah, who would have thought a dwarf would be able to have complicated thoughts?
So far, all the dwarf's been doing to my character is lying and stealing his stuff, so my character's opinion of dwarves is going downhill this entire session.
Yes, I know, that's why... Yeah, I know, that's why I said that.
I think I have to fix that before it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you all remember what happened in the first session. Anyway, so, well, first of all, I'm gonna ask, do you remember what happened in the first session?
Ghost dude appeared on our ship, someone shot it, and then the crystal appeared, went to an obelisk after...
Yeah, that was not... Yeah, okay, that wasn't... Maybe, but, like, yeah, but, okay, but judging from that, the thing is, okay, that was... Yes, but I'm talking about the opening scene, in which case, because you didn't mention it...
Oh, I mean, mutated horse frog thing.
No, not that. No, but... Good. If you don't... But the thing is, the fact that you don't remember that, but the audience probably does... Good. Um, but so anyway, afterward, and also I'm just gonna say, never mind, I forgot my train of thought. Back to the story. So y'all, Albin prayed to his god, and then she guided him to a direction. You traveled in this direction for a good 10 minutes before you came to a three-sided steel obelisk that just suddenly appeared in the desert.
I think that was the part where Elvin got to God before we just went in a random direction.
Okay. Question. Really, everyone just disappear? Everyone else in this party disappear, or did they have something else to do? Because it seems like they were here for this session.
Yeah, they were.
What happened?
Okay, so you see, okay, so Elbin, Ryal, Flexto, Plixie, and, Hagus, right? All five of those. We're talking about how they don't like you being the, protagonist and getting all the spotlight, right? And so then, today, you didn't come to the session, which was actually a good, setup, because none of us knew what to do. Now, I had a plan, and I knew the plot, but because you are the one who generally propels it, and generally, like, takes all the, and generally, like, continues, like, walking down the path, you kind of, like, okay, the rest of them want to stop, the rest of them are kind of just, like, walking with no direction, but you, like, keep, so even though they don't require you to walk in a direction, you do keep them in a straight path so that they can go faster, you know, so that the net vector can have a higher magnitude, right? And so now that you weren't here, we found that they didn't really know what to do, and this shows that they do need you to be here. Now, Plixie, Hagus, and Flexto aren't actually in this game anymore because, reasons.
Traitors and deserters, got it.
Yes, they are both.
Oh, wait. Upper and Justice didn't like me being like the main character?
Yeah.
I really apologize to them. I asked my brother about it, if he was okay with it. He didn't mind. Just assumed most of them were okay with it.
Well, you see, here's what happens. You okay, so you have the spotlight. So then you can do things that make you important. And then because you do things that make you important, that means that you are put into a position so that you have the scene, and then you can continue to do things. And so because of this, you are, even though, like, even if you decide to calm down and not, you know, and you weren't really feeling like being the face of the party, you still would be for a while.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
assuming telling them that my character was a great grandson of the protagonist was not helping this.
Well, no, the thing is, because you're the reason why I made you the great grandson, like the reason why I made you fourth generation is because you don't gain any abilities. Well, I mean, okay, you do, but you don't gain any combat abilities. All the stuff you get is roleplay, and that's why I made you fourth generation. Because because the thing is, I intend to make you different, but not superior. You know?
Right. I mean, basically just a altered version of the noble background.
Yeah, but you see, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make you different from the rest of the party, and because like that, you do have more stuff you can do for roleplay, which actually is which is more close to the thing that they have a problem with. But you can't fight any better than. I mean, okay, well, I mean, out of you all, Rael can. Okay, there actually is a problem that I should probably address. You can fight well, you all can fight well, but not without magic. If you were stripped of your magic, all of you would be horribly incompetent fighters.
That's a given. The only thing I ever use in combat is what was it? A magic weapon.
Well, no, but it's just no, like this is a high magic setting, you know? Like everyone has magic in them. Which I've already told you about that. Everyone has magic, right? I mean, the thing is like, you know what I mean? Like the thing is like I mean, I've already told you, a 20th level caster exists in this world. There is currently a 20th level caster that exists. That is very high. Like, you know what I mean? The fact that such a powerful being can exist in this world means that this world must already have generally a net very high magic, right?
Right. If the level 20 is like a wizard or a sorcerer, then they're basically a god.
Yeah. However, like, well, no, it's like when you trained with your quarterstaff of learning how to use it, like back when you were in the Navy, you see, your magic guides the swing. You know, like like because you use magic in order to guide your swing, right? And
Yep.
oh yeah, and a lot of people seem to think that high magic means that that seems to be like everyone has like first level spells, but no, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like everybody has magic. That is high magic because here in this world, like I get that. Like yeah, here in this world, there are probably people who have magic on Earth in this world, you know, on Earth, but I haven't seen them. You know, like I haven't seen them.
Makes
Right?
sense.
Yeah, like you know, yeah, I believe in magic, but I haven't seen evidence that exists yet. I only see like you know physics, but still, I mean like so anyway, yeah, you use magic to guide your strikes, and if your magic was taken away, you wouldn't have that to assist you, and well, you actually have not ever. I mean, there's only been like one time in your life. There's been about 2 times in your life where you haven't had any of your magic, and that's the 2 times you've been sick, right? You've gotten like really badly sick twice in your life, and I mean, you didn't have any magic power because because the whatever magic power you could, your your soul chain could like take from the cape of Shunsui. I'm pretty sure that's the tale your family tells, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way that your family. I'm pretty sure that's the old family tale that all of the members have a soul chain which connects to the cape of Shunsui to draw magic. I'm pretty sure that's like the old family tale that like you told in your family. But in any case, all the magic that was generated from there went into keeping you from dying from this illness. And so, like, I mean, the thing is, you didn't get up and fight, but I mean, you couldn't have done that anyway because, you know.
Right. I'm keeping up so far.
Yeah, but the thing is, while you wouldn't be able to do anything, like, Rael still would have some ability to fight, because they're a rogue, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And so, okay, pretty much, let me explain it to you this way. You know in a video game, when you are, you know in a video game, right? You know that, let's say, Call of Duty. To aim your rifle, you press right-click. To fire your rifle, you press left-click, right?
Right.
Here, in this game, here in D&D, in character, you kind of know that you have the ability to, like, enchant your staff and then to swing your staff, right? But you don't really know, like, but for example, in Call of Duty, you as the player don't really know exactly, you as the player don't feel the rifle in your character's hands, right? You don't feel every motion of it. You don't feel, you know what I mean? You don't feel the exact, like, the movements of the fingers as you aim. You just move your mouse, right?
Right.
Well, it's kind of like that. Also, in real life, you know how when you take a step, do you think about each of the muscles as they contract? Do you think to contract them just the right amount to make a step, or do you just think step, step, right? Do you just think, like, you know? And sometimes, if you're not worried about the rhythm, if you're not worried about stepping in an irregular rhythm, you'll just not even think about it. You'll just know to move forward, right?
Yeah, and then
you don't
accidentally clip a wall and you notice how much muscles is being used to make you walk.
Yeah, like, the thing is, if your magic was taken away, like, while, yes, you wouldn't have to think about which muscles to use to move your fingers around, no, because that's just your muscle power, but it's the same way that you don't know what muscles you have to use in order to, like, swing a staff around, because it's just kind of like your magic has made it intuitive. You just know kind of that swing, you know, you just know how to swing it. And so that's why I'm saying that if you didn't have magic, you would be incompetent. However, now Rael, well, I mean, you see, Rael is very fast with their daggers, and so if they didn't have magic, they could still land good strikes. Now, they would be slow, they wouldn't have any sneak attack damage on them, and she would be clumsier, but she would still deal 1d4 plus dexterity with the daggers, because it would still, you know, she would still know how to swing it, right? But like I'm saying, she wouldn't be able to do sneak attack, because she wouldn't be that accurate with it, you know? And it's because, you know what I mean? Because she's trained to be really accurate with striking a dagger. That's how sneak attack happens. And so if she doesn't have it, she'll be less accurate, but she'll still be able to get a good strike in, right? And that's so that's why I'm saying that Rael could still probably hold her own. I'm also assuming that Rael is a girl and the other 3 members of the party are boys. Just assuming.
Nope, guys. All guys.
Really? Huh.
Yep. Strange, but all guys.
Huh. By the way, how old is Yin?
Yin, I believe. Give me a second. 22.
What did you say?
He's 22. He was an adult.
I mean, that's about. I mean that would make sense because like it has. Okay, here's the thing.
Hmm.
If you were 22, then you would probably be level 3 by now. Not because of your age, 22, but because you've been in the military since you were 14 and you got out like 2 weeks before you started venturing here. So you probably would have been level 3 by now because of your training, but you're not. And so you would have only served for like 4 years. And so what happened in like so like no, I don't know, but you got out of the military when you were 16, and I know I said 4 years, but you somehow managed to fit 4 years into the 2 years of your life. I don't know how it works. Um, I don't remember exactly how I wrote it, but but I had thought that you got out of the military when you were 16, so what have you been doing since then?
See, my character, judging by the actual encounter, my character probably would have either one, he would have been arranging their funerals, 'cause obviously,
Arranging the
and he
funerals
would
of
have.
who?
Hmm?
Arranging the funerals of who?
Is this after I got out of the military, or did the military stuff happen with the captain and crew stuff?
Oh, the Dread Knight killed your comrades while you were in the military.
Right.
You see,
So I
I
would
had
have.
thought that, the thing is, I had thought that your character would be 16, right? And that he would just got out because the flashback was supposed to have happened like because the thing is that this event happened about 2 months before the end of your service there.
Hmm, probably should have talked about that.
Yeah. So you
In
were
between sessions.
yeah, and I had intended for you to be 16 because then this would have happened like 2 months ago. And and the thing is, like, if you would come back 2 months later to avenge your comrades, it would have made sense. But now it's been 6 years since then, you know.
Hmm.
And I mean, it still makes sense, but like the thing is, the Dread Knight the thing is like the Dread Knight expected you to be stronger. And the thing is, okay, when you fought him, I knew that you were somewhat older than 16 because of how much you had said that you had done, but I didn't know that
Hmm.
you were 22. I thought you would be like 19 or like 18 or something. But you're 22, man. That's you've been living for a long time, man.
Correct.
Yeah, and he like he expected you to be stronger.
Oh, great! So you didn't gets to disappoint both his parents and the Dread Knight.
Also, another thing. Um. So until okay, so what happens was last session. So Yin Dickshot. Uh, you were
I can hear
born.
him laughing in the other room.
You were born Yin Dickshot.
Yeah. A
And
backstory that he changed his last name, kinda, just to lay a little bit low.
well, you changed it because you did not like your name.
Yes, that is also an apparent
That is
fact.
that is another reason why that's another reason why you want to get to be famous. You want to get back at your parents for naming you Dickshot. um, and so okay, so you were born as Ian Dickshot, but when it came time for you to go to university, okay, well you had the two options of either going to university or enrolling in the military, and you chose to go to university for 2 years, and then go to the military for 2 years, and that was your decision. And so when you went to university, you went and enrolled there, under the name of Yin Furvish because Furvish was the name of the town that you would become the viscount of after you got out of the military. And you knew this. You knew that this was the town you would inherit, so you changed your name to that. And so when you got out, you got the post, and you served as a viscount for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, you didn't really have as much power as you would like because of the police presence in the area. That was, because, I mean, there was a police presence in the area that was really trying to, like, keep you from being able to do much with your position.
Okay.
Because the police, okay, so, as a viscount, you are not only a viscount, but you're also descend from the king. And so,
Interesting.
the police and the kingsmen, the police don't like the kingsmen. They do not like you. They don't like you because you are descended from the king. And there is a lore reason, but it would take a long time to explain, so just know that. I mean, the thing is, the police don't like you, but you're fourth generation, so they're not going to, like, bully you constantly. They'll just try to, like, keep you from, like, actually being they're just trying to keep you from actually, like, doing what your position would let you do. But, I mean, like, if you were, like, the son of the king, those police would be trying at every opportunity to make your life as hard as it could be. Because of how much they hate the king. Yeah. Anyway, so at the monolith, Elben's god guided her to a small village of sandstone. Now, the
I'm glad just because I'm updating my
yeah.
character sheet because you said I took a long rest.
Yeah, so, you got to the town and Elben began to knock on every person's door, saying, "Have you seen the light of my God? He is the only God. He is the one true God, and I am his prophet. Please, let me into your home, so that he can let you into his heart."
Aladdin.
Now, you may think that I'm, like, paraphrasing, which I am, but that's pretty much what they were saying. I mean, now granted, they said it in a much less convincing way, because I don't think that Elben was, like, prepared to, give that speech. However, it had the same meaning,
Oh, I can't be the only one seeing him as a paladin, right? Yin, character Yin is totally convinced Elben is just a paladin. Really weird paladin.
So, eventually she started she started talking to this man. Yes, the god came down out of the sky and started, and herself, yeah, the god herself just came out of the sky and started talking to to some people. But of course, this happened, like, okay, so Elben's saying, like, hey, tell me, my god can give you everything. They can protect you from slavery. They can keep you out of poverty. They can, I don't remember what else Albin promised. But then the god comes down and is like, I can give all these things, and then like the man sees this being just beam down from space and is like, what? It's a witch! Slams the door in her face.
Close. It's a lich. He should really work on his intonation. This is great. But I like how was Yin in any context in that scene? Like, was Jin just falling behind him?
Well, you were okay. So the thing is, you had your helmet boinker, and you were kind of like tossing it up in the air and like spinning it around, and you were generally trying to like use it like you were generally trying to like spin it around like a sword. Just like in the background, you're just trying to spin it around like a sword and like toss it around, and I mean, you were trying to like get it to do something, you know.
Fiddling with seemingly useless objects that you overly described is my normal playstyle. It makes sense. My character's like first actions was dipping a giant rock that got dropped on us in a chest of water. It was doing that either way.
Okay, first of all, the rock was not dropped at you. The rock swam toward you with its wings.
The bird dropped it at us. It missed and swam after us. So as I remember.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, the thing is, like, okay. So what happens was, the bird thought that it had picked up a turtle, and it saw your head and thought that you were a gnarly rock. Because you have horns, and you also don't have any hair other than your... You don't have any hair, you just have your horns. Okay, well, I mean, well, here's the thing. You don't have hair on top of your head, because, like...
Tieflings don't really get hair on top of their head.
But like, you can grow a beard, and it is silvery, and it's a silver color if you try to grow a beard, but, I mean, you just kind of, I mean, by the way, do you want to have a beard, or not?
He's 22, he's not going to have a beard for a while. He's not planning on having a beard for a while.
In that case, you shave. Every so often. It doesn't grow very fast, but it does grow at a speed, and so you do need to shave like every week or two.
I'm just gonna say that that's the only reason why I have a dagger.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There we go.
So, I was rewatching Bleach the other day, and I realized how much they hype up any villain that comes in, right? Like for example, when Grimjow showed up, like they spent like a whole 30 seconds transitioning between Ishigo and Rukia, just like staring at him and like reacting to how awesome he was. They spent like a whole 30 seconds just hopping between the two, watching how in awe of this man they were. Like, they really, man, like the thing is, in 30 seconds, without Grimjow doing anything but standing there, the show hyped him up so much. That is good cinematography. Very good cinematography.
It is. Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so, then, after, Albin succeeded in alienating everybody, he went over to the stables and kind of, sat down, while, Yin went around using the helmet boinker and boinked everything. He boinked a cactus, he boinked a tomato, he boinked a potato, a basket made of wicker, he even boinked the rump of a horse. He poked at everything with the helmet boinker. And eventually he went and like tapped Elbin on his like hardened leather cap. At which point it actually made a boink noise. And he was like, "Ah, it needs a helmet." And then for some reason you had and then for some reason, okay, and then you realized that it had like a small like knob coming off of it, like a button. So you pushed it, and it shot off like a ball of golden. It shot off like a golden like lens flare. I don't really know how to like. I mean, it was a projectile, but it was like a lens flare that it shot into the sky.
Makes sense so far.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. And so then, in the morning, because y'all fiddled with the blinker all night, and so in the morning, you went and tapped somebody on their like bone helmet, and then it started hopping on top of their head, and then it went over to started bouncing between Elbin's head and that guy's head, and then it started bouncing off of Pan's helmet as well. And so now it's playing all of you like a set of drums, just boinking on all of you, and that's kind of where we left. You're just three of you are just being played like a set of drums.
Oh, my character's probably is the most responsible person to handle that situation. Okay. Let's see. Just a second. Okay. Since my character just doesn't have a helmet, I'll just attempt to grab the thing. Because worst case scenario, it's probably not gonna jump on the guy without a helmet. I'd like to attempt to grab it.
You feel it. You really feel the boink.
Perfect. To roll anything to try and grab it while it's bouncing on someone's head, or just wait till you're done with whatever you were doing.
You can, you can grab it. Yeah.
Is it still like trying to like go up and down or go to someone's head?
It kind of like jumps and wiggles in a bit in your hand before it settles.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Thought is to boink someone on the head with on the helmet with it again, but Ian's done a lot of experimenting already, clearly. So I don't need to do that. I will put the helmet bunker away and apologize to the original guy I was just jumping on, completely ignoring Elbin whatsoever. This my character is definitely the bad guy in that situation.
Interesting.
Line.
Hmm. So you said you're holding the blinker?
I am. Well, attempting to apologize to the guy I just randomly bonked on the head with it.
Yes.
Is that like a charisma check or like
They
persuasion?
he doesn't accept your apology, but he also doesn't try to fight you. He does. I mean, he doesn't like. He's just kind of like. He just leaves. He takes.
What
He
situation?
takes the thing he came here to take, that being a shovel and a rake, and he leaves.
Am I outside? If I'm just outside some random dude's house?
No, you're in the horse stables.
Okay.
The guy poked you with like that same shovel and told you to get out of the stables, and then you boinked him.
Oh, then fair's fair. Audacity.
Yeah, he just leaves.
He
Yeah.
left first. My character thinks he wins. Anyway, we're in an actual town, or is it just
There
uh?
there are how many buildings did I say that were here, Pan Pan?
There were 6 houses, church, trader, barn. I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, there's 7 houses.
And there was also like a watchtower. But yeah, it's a hamlet. I mean, it's a
Great.
desert. I mean, it's a desert village, but it's a hamlet.
Okay. So for the remainder of the time we have this session, Ian would like to first go look for a map. Is He just wants to look for a map, just to know like which direction, which area he is, and in case he finds something cool, he wants a way to remember where it is. He would like to go attempt to find a map somewhere, most likely in the church or the watchtower,
You
since
you don't find a map.
darn.
You can draw
Okay.
a map if you want to draw a map.
Yeah, Ian would like to try and draw a map.
You can draw a map of where you've been.
Okay. So basically, starting fishing village, the village where I got my weapon, and that's about it. And this the same dimension as we were in the first session?
You don't know.
Fair enough. I will not add this to the map. I'll add it
Okay,
on a
so
separate
pretty
piece
much.
of paper.
Okay, so pretty much what I imagine that you're going to do is you make the 2 islands, yeah, and then you go and turn it onto the back and draw this area of coastline where you've been, detailing the obelisk and this village, and you do it on the you do it like pretty like low on the map, and also in the corner, because you're pretty sure that you'll end up following the coast for a while longer. So you do it like at the bottom in the middle of the paper, bottom middle, because I mean, you gotta go in a direction, and you're already going in a direction, so you're probably gonna continue going in the direction. It's just That's just what you assume. You might go in a
Makes
different
sense.
direction. It's possible that you go a different way, but if you've been already going this way, then you'll probably continue going this way.
That's fair. That's fair. What's the second thing my character wanted to do? Oh, yeah. Second thing my character wanted to do, he just wants to wait. The villagers. What race are they?
Human.
Will work slightly less. Okay. My character sticks out like a sore thumb, I'm guessing.
Well, yes, but it's not really that you're a tiefling, but more that you are dressed in a, like... Okay, here's the thing. You would stick out anyway, because you're a tiefling, but you are wearing a naval uniform. Because that's really... Because, like, you didn't really have any more... The thing is, like, you could get more clothes, but you didn't really... But, like, it was so comfortable that that this is just what you wear. It's comfortable, you know? And besides, if you were in the military and you actually got a rank and you got a boat, then like you might as well like show it off that you know, got a boat.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Uh, by the way, when you were describing the buildings, I can't recall if you mentioned a shop. Only there was a watchtower and a church. Is there an actual shop in this?
There's a trading post. Like, it's like okay, it looks like people would like it's like okay, so this village probably started as like a okay, you have the biggest brain out of this group. However, do an investigation check.
Not proficient in investigation. Odd. Choose the one I go for normally. Okay. That's a total of a 6. Because dice hate me. Yeah, it's about a 6. Oh, did I disconnect? Can't hear a thing.
Well, you don't you don't learn the thing I was about to say. However, you see, all of a sudden there's a flash of light and you look to the sky to see what appears to be like like a six-pointed star, but like metallic, and beside it there's a mango. It appears that the sky has awakened its mango shuriken. You do not know what this means, but you do see the mango shuriken, whatever that is.
Oh no! The endless mango shuriken.
Oh.
Pretty weird. My character gets undercover, just like kind of undercover from directly under the sky, just in case, because that is definitely a thing Yin would normally do if something weird was going on. Cautious before he's curious, obviously.
Oh, so I did too. I still want to see what happens.
By the way, okay, wait, Pan, you said you're going to try to figure out what the mango shuriken means. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Religion. That's a religion. I mean, you say you're gonna ask around, or you're just gonna try to think about it. What did you? I don't. What did you say?
I was just gonna think about it.
That will be a religion check.
15 plus 2, so 17.
Well, you know that it has something to do with a demon. Like maybe you know that it has like there's maybe a mango shuriken. Maybe that's like a certain ability that a demon might have, or maybe it might be something in demon culture. You're not really sure, but you know it has something to do with a demon. In fact, a mango shuriken, it might even be like the symbol of a clan of demons. You don't know what it is, but it's something to do with a demon. Yeah,
A
those are
question. Do the vote... Oh, sorry. Keep going with your thing.
But
I'll wait
I'm just gonna
until
say, Pan
after you're
Pan.
done.
Those are the three things that you think it. Those are the three possibilities. Those are the three possibilities you think of. Okay, I'm just okay. But anyway, hi. What happened?
Do the villagers seem like freaked out by this, or does it seem like it's a normal occurrence for them?
Well, I mean, it looks like they neither heard nor saw what happened.
Crazy.
Like they
Okay.
didn't like look up at it. They didn't. Nobody was shocked by it. So it either happens a lot, or they simply could not perceive it. You're under the impression that it was the second, that they did not see this.
Okay. And can you also like try and figure out what it is? Oh, after he's definitely like under some sort of cover, because let's be honest, cautious before curious is basically in tagline.
Well, hmm. It doesn't do anything. Like I said, it only flashed in the air for like a fraction of a second.
Hmm.
It was the time of a lightning bolt, would say in the sky.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
I asked Rail what's happening with the dick. Anything's happening?
Rael examines the rod. He turns it over, begins to wave it at the sky, and he gets up in a kind of a, and he bends his knees and spreads his legs wide. He puts his arms up in the air and begins to sway side to side while moving his arms like pieces of seaweed. He after doing this for a bit, he straightens back up and tells you that he can't figure out what's going on in the sky.
If it was a magical effect that was making him do that, Ian would have just assumed that he was just crazy.
You
Let's be honest. Yins assumes everyone on this stupid ship is crazy.
You hear a click.
Which direction?
It comes from your... It comes from your helmet blinker. It appears that a button has popped out. The same button from earlier. And you feel it slowly raise itself, and your arm with it, up to point directly at the mango shuriken. And on that, I will end the session.
Okay. Okay. The first time, I believe I really need to change my sleep schedule. That was fun.
Hey,
that was a fun
come
session.
back next week.
Even though I think, okay.
Thank you for watching this stream, and I'll see you later, guys.